Tonight on DC News Now at 6, we are live in DC at a watch party for the Commanders. Fans hoping that burgundy and gold can pull off the unthinkable and punch a ticket to the Super Bowl.
Oh, hopefully they can. Plus, why the president's federal return to office mandate is exciting owners of restaurants and other businesses here in the district.
And smoke billowing from windows. Why this fire was so dangerous for Montgomery County firefighters.
And it was a decent day today. We saw some mild temperatures across the area. Will this trend continue into a work week? We'll stick around. I'll have the answer for you with my full 7-day forecast.
So cutting down your commute time and saving some big bucks. We're helping you stretch your dollar with ways to dodge those expensive tolls.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And good evening. I'm Elisa Gale. Let's get right over to our forecast. Thankfully, a pleasant football set.
It certainly is. A live look at the U.S. Capitol tonight. And look, you still see, the sun setting a little earlier tonight. We're seeing more sunshine later in the day. Chief Meteorologist Scott Sumner here today. And Scott, we saw some pretty nice temps today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Chris. We did get into the 50s this afternoon. Right now, we're sitting at 47 degrees. We've got some clear skies out there. We'll have some clouds building overnight tonight. And not going to be a big deal. It'll be high, thin clouds across the area. But still, a few clouds will be building in, but until then, these clear skies are going to help that 47 that you see there on your screen now drop pretty considerably here as we go over the next couple hours. We'll drop into the 30s here by 8, 9 o'clock and into that lower 30 range down to around 30 here in the wee hours of the morning. So we'll start off a little chilly on Monday. We'll see those temperatures rise during the course of the afternoon, and not just tomorrow. You can see the stepladder of temperatures here. We have a warmer week coming for us across the area. We'll talk more about that in full detail with that 7-day forecast. But as far as the headlines are concerned, temperatures rise throughout the week, but quiet weather, a little windy as well, and some showers are in the forecast. We'll bring that all into context here with that 7-day coming up.
On this football Sunday, the Washington Commanders taking on the Eagles right now in Philly in the NFC Championship game.
Yes, it's making for a historic day here in the nation's capital. Commanders now fighting for a chance to go to the Super Bowl tonight in Philly.
We can do it. We have it in us. We have all of the makings, all of the ingredients to be a Super Bowl team. Buying tickets anymore.
All right, and our team is out in the community tonight watching the NFC Championship game. We're actually looking at the scores, 23-48 right now. The Eagles are up, about 8 minutes left in the game. Taking a live look at those watch parties in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia right now. We'll hear from them after the game wraps up. Also new tonight in Maryland, police in Prince George's County say a woman died after a crash in Beltsville this morning. Officers responding to Mirrorkirk Road near Blue Ponds Park around 9:45 a.m. There, they found a woman in the passenger seat of the car who later died. The cause of that crash is still under investigation.
And in Washington County, Maryland, police say a Hagerstown woman now in custody after she made online threats against several churches. Salama Audi was arrested yesterday for threatening the Gateway Experience Church, the City of God Church, and pastors on a blog post, all happening last week, according to police. Audi is facing multiple charges, including threat of mass violence.
Also, Prince George's County, several families are without a home tonight after a townhouse fire in Wheaton overnight. About 50 firefighters responding to Lester Street around 2:50 this morning. There, they saw that fire on all levels of the home there. While battling those flames, officials say the floor of the home also collapsed. No injuries were reported.
Shooting in Southeast this afternoon. Police responded to South Capitol Street near Atlantic Street around 2:30. And there they found a 14-year-old boy who was shot several times. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police are now looking for a white Kia sedan in connection to this shooting.
All right, taking a live look at the White House now. That's where President Donald Trump's administration is moving forward with a new mandate to bring federal workers back to the office. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone is in downtown DC now with a reaction from business owners in the area.
We are already seeing pushback to this mandate by some federal workers and their unions who are calling this a quality of life issue. But for those downtown businesses that really rely on the foot traffic from workers, they're celebrating this new policy.
It's nothing going to be like before.
For Greek deli owner Costa Fosteris, the shift to remote work has had a big impact on his business.
The 19th Street used to be like a Georgetown. Now it's like a Sunday.
So the idea of bringing federal workers back to office and back downtown?
I'm excited. I mean, I like to see first. If I see it, I'm going to be very comfortable.
Federal workers return to full-time in-person work.
Wednesday, federal agency heads received this memo directing them to take all necessary steps to terminate remote work arrangements and require employees to return to work in person at their respective duty stations on a full-time basis as soon as possible.
This is something we've been waiting for.
Leona Agoritas is the CEO of the Golden Triangle Business Improvement District and says this move is critical for the local economy.
Not just people in an office building, but it is people who come to the office, they go to lunch at a local business, they pick up their dry cleaning, or they go to happy hour afterwards.
We are waiting for people to come.
At Wall's Barbershop, owner Dale Simmons is on board.
It'll be a great deal to keep money circulating around the area, around the city, bringing warm energy back into the city.
Reporting in Northwest, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, in the Commonwealth, some Virginia lawmakers want to allow public workers like police, firefighters, and teachers to collectively bargain. Right now, public employees are allowed to join unions, but they're not able to leverage that to demand higher pay, increased benefits, and better working conditions, unless it's approved by their local governments. The Democrats backing the proposal say public workers and unions should be allowed to negotiate for better salaries, but Republicans argue it could drive up taxes.
We're talking about here is, the firefighters that save our homes, educators who teach our kids. We're talking about the police who keep us safe. We're talking about the people who helped us negotiate a pandemic just recently and didn't really have a choice about whether or not they went to work or not.
There's a collective bargain for health care, for retirement, for vacation, so they get a lot of time off. They have increased their retirements and excess wages, and the locality has to fund it.
There are currently 2 collective bargaining bills, one in the Senate, the other in the House.
Also in Virginia, Virginia's Prince William County Police now searching for a man accused of forcing his way into an apartment and strangling a woman. They say Cameron Neal used an electrical cord during that assault on Monday afternoon. It happened at the point at Manassas Apartments on Juliet Lane. Police say the two were arguing when Neal hit her multiple times and strangled her to the point that she became unconscious.
Well, the need for school bus drivers in Northern Virginia is pretty intense, so much so some Alexandria students may be asked to take public transportation. DC News Now's Dave Laval shows us why the situation is so dire.
Dash buses make another stop at Alexandria City High School. Students are among the passengers. More of them could soon use the public transportation system if Abdel El Nubi has his way.
We have a free Dash bus in the city, and we want to use it to its full potential.
El Nubi, an Alexandria City Councilman, and Vice Mayor Sarah Bagley have proposed using Dash buses instead of school buses to transport high school students.
We are having, as a school board member, I've seen firsthand that we've been having challenges recruiting school bus drivers.
El Nubi said the switch would free up resources for the school district to focus on getting elementary and middle schoolers to their destinations. The proposal would fall in line with a Virginia law passed last year that seeks alternative ways to transport students.
We do need good bus drivers.
Wanda Lane likes the idea of using the Dash buses.
I just think, if there's an alternative for someone or a child or a person, that would be great.
One thing still to be determined, how much switching to Dash will save the school district.
Yeah, keep them on school buses, not the Dash buses.
Darnell Johnson opposes the plan for safety reasons.
There's too many people be on the Dash buses, older folks and stuff like that.
But again, El Nubi says students are already using Dash buses. His proposal would clear the way for more of them to ride the system. A decision, according to El Nubi, could be made in the spring. In Alexandria, Dave Laval, DC News Now.